Alright, so I got the RunCam WiFiLink VRX in, and this is the final production version. I did a video on the updated WiFiLink 2 with the V2 video transmitter. I'll link that in the video description in case you missed it. Just take this out real quick. Got your typical RunCam card, and here it is. And you have 4 antennas, as you can see here. So there's 2 video receivers inside here. And this is a custom build, so it is loosely based on, I think, the Redaxa. And this looks very similar to the HD0 VRX, I think. That's kind of a lot of the similar design cues. Got a tripod mount on the bottom here. Mini HDMI out. Got 2 USB-Cs. One is on the go. And on this side here, got some connections for your UARTs. SCL, SDA, not sure what that's for. SD card for recording video. Then you have your barrel connector for powering DC 9 to 30 volts. And on top, got your joystick. Got a couple LEDs here. Got a record button. And this is the mount point for attaching to your goggles. Overall, the construction is really nice. Got a big fan here for cooling, of course. Yeah, very nice design. This has been, we've been kind of waiting for this for a while, so glad that it's finally here. This joystick looks like it works pretty well. Let's see what else is in the box. Okay, so got a XD62 barrel connector cable here for powering the VRX. And looks like we've got, what does this say? Yeah, standard HDMI on one end, mini HDMI on the other end, obviously for connecting this to your goggles or screen. And I got a screen over here to show you that it's working. And this includes some antennas, pretty basic, a couple of linear antennas and a couple of omnidirectional. Left-hand circular polarized, interesting. And this one has the pin on the SMA connector. So I always forget which one's which. I think this is an SMA or RPSMA antenna. I think if the pin's on the antenna side and the hole is on the SMA connector side, that's SMA. So I'm sure someone will correct me in the comments if I'm mistaken. I always forget those backwards anyway. But yeah, this pretty solid. Looks like the SMA connectors aren't loose, so those go on pretty easily. And we'll just put the linear ones up on top. So I think that's it for everything that comes in. Let's go ahead and power this up. So I've got a screen here already with an HDMI out or HDMI in and a power setup here. I actually had my Walksnail VRX on here before, and we'll just plug everything in. So mini HDMI here on the bottom, plug that in, and then got a barrel connector, plug that in over here. Alright, so pull this screen in and go ahead and power this up. And got a light here. Yes, there we go. See that little light there? And it does take a few minutes to boot up. So you can see it's booting up there. And you're wondering what that is. It's some sort of a Linux operating system, I believe. And there we go, focus. And there's the OSD for the VRX. It just shows your bit rate, and obviously it's not connected to anything right now. Shows how much disk space there is. So SD card, obviously you don't have one in there, so it's 0. But nothing else on the screen, so it's pretty clean. I'm gonna go ahead and plug in the video transmitter here. So, and this should all be plug and play. It should just automatically connect because all the settings should be correct for the video transmitter and the video receiver. Got a lot of reflection in the screen here, so it doesn't connect like immediately. Just take a few seconds. There we go, and there we got the green light. So yeah, This is all plug and play. No additional work needed to get it going. So you can see I got video here. Got my hand in front right here like so. And the image looks pretty good. So this screen here is just a 60 hertz screen. It's nothing special. If you missed the video on this one, this is like a $30 screen from AliExpress. So if you're looking for a cheap HDMI monitor for 30 bucks, let me know in the comments, or I'll just put the link in the description if you want wondering where to get it. But yeah, it looks really solid. I think it's a 720p video signal. Let's see what it says here. So it doesn't, yeah, it's 1280 by 720, 100 plus FPS. So it must be doing some sort of retrans, I don't know, it's downgrading the frame rate for the screen, because this screen is definitely only 60 hertz. But the video receiver is receiving the video at over 100 FPS from the video transmitter at 720p. So bitrate's not super high there. It's only like around 4 megabits there. And yeah, so looks like it's all working. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and take the video transmitter. We'll stick it into a small quad, and we'll go and fly it. And I'm not sure which goggles I'll put this on. So let me stick these on some goggles to show you what my setup looks like, and then we'll get some video. Alright, got the VRX on my SkyZone goggles here with HDMI in. And quick note, if you power this on and the HDMI is not plugged in, it seems to not boot up, so make sure it's plugged in, the goggles are powered on, and just using a split cable here for the battery. Got the VTX plugged in here. There used to be a O3 area in this quad before. I pulled that out, and it turns out that the plug is actually the same pinout as DJI, so just I didn't have to do anything, I just plugged it into here. And I got video, and I just need to mount it to the top plate. I'm probably going to take the fan off. I'm probably not going to use that. And just to show you, I've got video here. I'm not sure if it's going to come out too well. OSD works right out of the box and everything. There is a white line on the top. I'm not sure if it's going to focus or not there. Not sure what that is. The video artifact HDMI thing. It could be the goggles, it could be the VRX. I'm not really sure. That was not on the HDMI monitor I was using earlier. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and mount all this up, and we'll go and do a flight test, and I'll give you my thoughts as I actually fly around. And I'm mostly curious about the latency, so hopefully there won't be any. Alright, taking off. Okay, so just flying on completely default settings, 720p. And just kind of take a look at the image quality here first. Pretty similar to walk snail, I would say. It's a little bit on the fuzzy side, not that sharp. Getting a fair amount of breakup already. I'm not flying too far away. And again, I'm on default settings, so I'm not sure what power level I'm on, whatever the default is. You can see there I am standing right there. But the latency is much better, of course, than when I was flying through the smartphone. So I have no issues doing some proximity flying here, going through some trees. This is okay. The image quality is 720p, of course, so it definitely reminds me a lot of the way walk snail looks. Though having some breakup there, almost crashed. I'm not sure if the recording will show that, but yeah, the image, when it cuts out, it's pretty harsh. Like, I don't know what's over here. Maybe there's some Wi-Fi interference. Yeah, definitely this little spot behind these trees are here. I gotta get some breakup where basically the video kind of just cuts out. And then if I do some flips and rolls like this over in this open area, it seems to be okay. And I flip around here like this. So let's see if I can get some detail here on this tree. So as I get closer, you get a little bit more detail. But again, it's still 720p video, but yeah, you can see the branches there pretty clearly. Of course, I am going kind of slow, so let's see what the grass looks like if I'm going really fast. And as I turn around, you can see this break up there. Yeah, it's very smeary. It reminds me a lot of the way walk snail kind of looks. Very smeary. But again, this is early days still for OpenIPC. Yeah, if you want to see like additional content, let me know what you want to see on this in the comments. I know that there's another system called RubyFPV that does retransmissions versus the OpenIPC or WFFB, which does not retransmit. And that's going to be really similar to Walksnail is what I've heard. But I need to do a firmware flush on the VRX, so let me know if that's something that interests you. I still don't recommend this if you're just starting out, because there's obviously a lot of work that still needs to be done. I don't think it's quite ready for prime time. Obviously now it's a lot more flyable, but these breakups are pretty harsh in my opinion, and I'm not far away at all. Now RubyFPV might be better. I don't know. So again, I'm getting a lot of these breakups here, and it's very jittery. So yeah, I mean, overall the image quality has a fair amount of contrast. You can see that the shadows in the trees there, the shadows are pretty crushed. Saturation is okay. I mean, the blue sky is pretty close to what I think it looks like. The detail is okay if you're not moving around too much. So, yeah, as I stop here, you get to see a lot more detail. But when I'm moving around, the detail gets kind of smeary. And it reminds me a lot of how Walksnail looks, especially in the grass. But I'll let you guys decide. Let me know what you guys want to see in terms of further content. And let me know in the comments, and that'll do it for now. Talk to you guys later.